till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hello everyone, how you doing? Is alright? Welcome to the live stream. It's bloody hot like, innit? So in today's stream we're going to be talking about obviously Ayoze Perez, of course. We'll be interacting with you in the live chat as well. We're going to be hearing from Jamal Lascelles in audio, Matt Ritchie, Rafa Benitez, Perez himself as well. We'll give you an update on Miguel Almiron's injury and Fabian Schär's injury. We'll have a little spy at the league table as well. So welcome everybody on the live stream. Welcome everybody who was watching the rerun as well. Of course, we may as well crack on straight to it as well with Ayoze Perez. We'll get back to it on the live chat shortly. We'll read out some of your messages as well. And Ayoze Perez, I mean, how much is he worth? You know, there is this debate. Some people say he's only worth about 15 million. Some people say he's worth over 30 million. It's a good debate to have. Let us know what you think in the live chat as well. How much is Ayoze Perez worth in today's market? Because I think he would go big. But speaking of that fella, let's quickly hear what he said about his performance and his hat-trick the other day.
Well done, mate. Hat-trick. Must feel fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much. First one, very happy to get it and obviously to help the team to get these 3 important points that put us in a great position. We're now 12, and that means a lot. I need to thank my teammates for the effort, for the way we are playing recently, and obviously very proud of myself as well with the hat-trick.
Quite rightly. So you're hitting a goal-scoring streak just at the right time. You really need it at the end of the season here.
Well, yeah, it's been a couple of months, very important for us, tough games. But we have done very well. We have got great results, and now that we are safe, we can start looking forward, looking up, and hopefully we can finish even better.
So that was Ayoze Perez speaking to BT Sport just after the 3-1 win on Saturday, which it's been a great weekend, hasn't it? The bank holiday, Good Friday all the way through today as well. The weather's been nice, the football's been great as well. So it's been a great weekend for a lot of Newcastle fans as well. Let's have a look and see what you're saying. Hello, this is Charlie. Press smokes buds. They need to get Wembley first. I'm presuming you're on about Sunderland. I'm guessing Liam, Dan, Ron John. Ron John is sexy. I want to feel him, says Charlie. We're all the Mackhams in the table, like they're down in 4th, aren't they, Niall? Mike Ashley merch for 1 says Dan. We need to spend between 70 and 100 million in the summer. I heard 35 million for Perez. Talk about Diarmi as well. We could talk about Diarmi. I could do as well. I just want to go back to Ayoze Perez, and for you guys who follow us on the social media,
well done,
you
mate.
would have seen that's the wrong one. You would have seen this that we put out on the social media. So 51 touches against Southampton, 3 attempts, all of them went in, 3 on target, 3 goals, brilliant performance by him as well. And so far this season, including cup fixtures, he's played 38 games, 3 assists is quite low. I would have thought 11 goals, he's better than last season. Last season he's got 10. And one of those goals were in the FA Cup against Blackburn, I think it was, in the FA Cup. And obviously he's got 10 this season in the Premier League. So his stats are great. There is a good debate about it. How much is he worth and all this sort of stuff. I actually think he'll go, because if we're selling Carroll, Wijnaldum and Sissoko and Mitrovic for 24 million and upwards, all those players, I think Perez would go. I think it's a big summer for Ayoze Perez. because he's got 2 years left on his deal. Of course, it depends what happens with Rafa Benitez as well. It opens up a can of worms. We're going to be talking about Rafa Benitez in a moment. Any news on the Almiron injury? Yes, Fozzie will be talking about that shortly. There's an update coming. So regarding Perez, he's got 2 years left on his deal. It's either you've got to get him signed on for another 5. Look, he's 25, still a young lad. Maybe he's not in his prime yet, but by far he seems to be playing his best football with Rondon in that side. I know Almiron's on the other flank, but what I noticed on Saturday that he was playing a lot closer to Rondon than what he has been. In particular, I look at that second goal. Look how that's not Perez. How often have you seen Perez go and do that? He's literally bursting a gut like an instant striker would. But darting get on the end of Rondon's cross and he finishes. That's not Perez. We'll never ever say that, do we? So this summer we've got to get him signed on a long-term deal. I think the way he come out and said the last 24 hours on the Spanish interview that he gave, he's been misquoted, he feels, which the same old bullshit over and over again, innit? It's been blown out of context. Normally when players speak out, they want two things: they either want to leave or they want a better deal. I think Perez will probably want a better deal. In my opinion, I don't think he's on much money. If you get him signed on a long-term deal, if Benitez stays, which I think Rafa will probably stay, we'll talk more on Rafa in a moment. So let's move off the Perez subject. I just want to touch upon the league table. Now, this league table is not updated because Burnley game has just literally finished. So Burnley are now on 40 points. So realistically, Newcastle are playing between 11th and 15th. Burnley on 40 points now. I don't think Southampton will catch us. So, Newcastle could finish. I know we've got this record. We've won the same games, drawn the same, scored the same, conceded the same as the same times last year. However, this year's Premier League mid-table teams have got more points because we were hovering in the mid-table range, and we nearly are again. Wolves is too far. We're not going to catch Wolves. I think that's too far. 7 points. That means we've got to win all 3 games. That's not happening. But realistically, I think 11th place with West Ham is achievable. And if we could finish above West Ham for the amount of money that they've spent this year, Dan from West Ham Fan TV, who we have a bit of banter with, I'll be giving them stick because they should be a lot higher than 11th. They should be easily in amongst 7th, 8th, 9th position. But it's great. It's nice to look at. We're safe. The question is, who goes down? Chris Hughton's side is absolutely struggling big time at the moment. Cardiff got that win midweek against Brighton. Yes, I know they played Liverpool. Brighton have got a tough run in, but the thing is about Brighton is they're going to say our game as the big one because they're playing all the big boys around them and they're going to look at the game on Saturday. That's their biggest game of the season, without a shadow of a doubt, is on Saturday against us lot, which is on BT Sport. Is it on BT Sport? It's on Sky? I can't remember which one it is. I never see live games, that's why. But it's their biggest game of the season. And in all honesty, I don't want Chris Hughton to go down, but I don't really care because I think about the away games. Hopefully, Leeds didn't win today, which didn't help things. But I want some more northern teams coming up, getting in the Premier League. Norwich are almost there, which isn't great for travelling away fans. It's horrible. It's on BT. Thanks, Liam. Norwich are up. Hopefully Sheffield United come up. That's not too far of a drive. Middlesbrough, they lost again today. So hopefully they don't get too many southern teams. That's what I'm trying to get coming up in the league table as well. Let's have a look at what you're saying in the live chat. Then we'll move on to an update on Miguel Almiron as well. What you're saying about going down and who's coming up. Champions League next season, says Dan. How much money you're talking? Don't want Leeds to... See, I want Leeds to come up. I know the Leeds fans give us a bit of stick when we drew against them 1-1 in the Championship, but it's an easy drive. It's straight down the A1, M1, and you're there. You know what I mean? It's an easy time to get to. My mate is a Brighton fan. I don't want them to go down. Plus, I live in London, says Liam. Yeah, that's pretty easy for you. Derby, yeah, it's a good shout. Derby on the horizon with Frank Lampard. West Brom, interesting, obviously, with Rondon, Gale and Murphy, isn't it? Shea. What about Martinez? You're on about Joseph Martinez. Well, he was in Switzerland. He didn't really hit it off. I know he's a lot younger. Look, we need an upgrade on Hoslu and Mutu, don't we? Mutu's not getting a game time, and maybe another pre-season might do him the world of good. But if we're signing Rondon, which I'm hopeful of, yes, I still think we need another striker because you can't rely on Hoslu and Mutu, unfortunately. That's the way you can look at it. Leeds are falling apart, yeah, they are. Leeds away day is great as well, yeah. Norwich and Sheffield United, yeah, they look coming up as well. Mane came from the French league, so why aren't we looking in France for some cheap talent players? Nah, Christopher, we need to stay away from France. We've gone down that route with Pardew and all of that, with Graham Carr. Hopefully Villa, West Brom. Oh, I didn't want Villa to come up. Didn't like Aston Villa. Didn't like the fans. They didn't like us. Really didn't want Aston Villa coming up. Really didn't. Right, okay, so let's give you an update with Miguel Almiron's injury update. Now, there was a bit of news today that he's going to be out for 3 weeks. So that rules him out for the rest of the season, but it means he will be fit for Paraguay's Copa America over the summer. Now, look, we don't want international players going over the summer because that's a simple fact, he don't, but he will be having, a tiring year, would you say, because he's done a pre-season with Atlanta, came to us in January. He's been involved every game. He's going to have literally 3-week break, and then he's back in training for the Copa America, and then he's going to come back late for pre-season for us, and then he's back in the thick of things, for games with us. So the lad's not going to get any rest, but it's probably good time. We're safe. 3 weeks out. It's not too serious. It's a hamstring, but we won't see Miguel Almiron for the rest of the season, which opens up the debate who replaces Miguel Almiron for the last 3 games. Of course, the favourite is Christian Atsu. Of course it is, but if we're keeping that 3, if you want to call it, the 3 amigos, why not give Mutu a run out on that left flank, maybe? Why not? Putting it out there. Atsu's alright, he works hard, but I just don't think Christian Atsu has a future at Newcastle in the long term. He might be with us for another 12 months, but I just don't feel Atsu's got the final third quality for me. So I would like to see Mutu have a little go on that left flank, why not? Or push Richie further forward, or Baraka's another one. The options, there's loads of options as well. Someone asked talking about Mo Diame as well. So with Mo Diame, yeah, his contract, it's a situation with Diame is that if he starts 2 more games, it triggers a 1-year contract extension. He wants 2 years. I can understand why we're only going to give him a year because, he's getting on, he's in his early 30s now. Is he a great player? No. Is he a good player on his day? Has he had many great games this season? I don't think so. Last season he was brilliant in the second half, but I'll give him a contract, I would, but only as a squad player because I don't feel that we've got the squad depth to cope with Diame as well. We're going to move over to, then we'll come back and see what he was saying in the live chat. With Fabian Schär as well, he has another injury update with him as well. He's going to miss, it's likely that he's going to miss the Brighton game. He's got, he's been playing in the pain barrier for the last, he's been walking around and it hurts, and it's in his gluteus muscles. And he just felt a bit of pain, and he didn't feel like he could move, his movement wasn't there. So obviously Rafa, as you can see, just subbed him off straight away and wasn't taking any risks, which is probably the right thing to do. We haven't really got much to play for now. It's trying to just finish 11th. We're not going to be on first. We're not going to be on any crucial games. The only crucial games are teams against us. So we've talked about Brighton already. We've got Liverpool as well, and the last one's a dead rubber against Fulham, which is more or less of a day out for the fans in the sun. But it looks like Fabian Schär's going to miss the next game. And who comes in? You probably think it's going to be Fernandes. I can't see Kieran Clark jumping ahead of him. Kieran Clark's in the middle of knee at the minute. He can't even get a look in at the moment. But so Fabian Schär is likely to miss that one. Will we see him for the rest of the season? We should do. I don't think that one's too serious with that one. We'll see. We'll see. Kennedy is bad, says Dan. Is Miggy playing on Saturday? No. Miguel Almiron's out for 3 weeks. Greetings, says Alan. You alright, Alan? Almiron is poo. Charlie, I've got to disagree on that. Yes, he's final third. His composure is not the great, but we look at a different team with Almiron on that side, and that's a fact. He's created the most chances in the Newcastle side, and we're getting so high up in the pitch. And the thing what Almiron does, he scares the living shit out defenders because they back off and they back off and they back off, which creates space for Almiron and around him as well. I wouldn't... Shelby could come in. Thanks for sharing Rob Lee's autograph photo, Holly. I don't know who that's for. Our last 3 games has been like pre-season, says Liam. Yeah, but we're winning games though, aren't we? Diame out, says Charlie's not a fan. Can we beat Brighton? Well, I think Brighton are going to try and defend this weekend because they are struggling to score goals and they only need probably 1 or 2 points. I could see them defending that game and try and hit us on the counter. Are we signing Joe Linton? Can I say that, Oliver? Can't say that's too much money for a striker who scores 1 in 2.5 games. A Liverpool fan said, "Dummit, bear hugs, Salah, Salah." Mo Salah just needs to stay on his feet, man. You know what I mean? Right. Okay. So moving on, we're going to hear some audio clips from a couple of the BT Sport with it. And the first question, I'm going to move on to the topic of Rafa Benitez, which everybody seems to talk about quite often. This is what Jamal Lascelles, he was talking to Jake Humphries and Owen Hargreaves on Saturday night on the Premier League Tonight Show, which we're a part of the occasionally as well. This is what he said about Rafa Benitez possibly staying at the club.
He asks, what do the club need to do to keep Rafa up? Is that something you can answer, do you think?
As players, we don't really look too much into that. Of course, it would be fantastic if we could hold him down, but our attitude is, to concentrate on football and everything take care of itself. The fans, of course, are going to want him to stay. Everybody does, but that's something myself and the players are not in control of. So.
Jamal, do you think the goal can be, the best of the rest? Obviously, you got the big six. Do you think Newcastle can get up to be in that, pushing for that 7th place like Watford and Leicester?
Obviously we're taking little steps in a minute. I don't want to get too carried away. But I just think the next games, we can only control the next game and just look to do that. Maybe in the future, if the manager stays, I'm pretty sure we'll be looking at bigger ambitions. So who knows?
For copyright reasons, for anybody who's watching, we can't play the video footage of it because it's owned by BT Sport. So that was Jamal Lascelles, and look, obviously the players want Rafa Benitez to stay. We all know this as well. Everybody who seems to speak comes out and expresses that they want Rafa Benitez to stay. It is a big summer ahead. I think this time around we talk about Rafa Benitez staying every year. We do, but this time it's a little bit different because he has no contract come the 30th of June. I think he will probably stay. I was saying to the couple of lads on the Newcastle Fans TV, I was saying to Johnny as well, I think Rafa Benitez will get the majority of his that he wants, but I don't think he'll get all of his demands. That's not going to happen because you've got to meet halfway or 3/4, and I think he'll push for his way for 3/4 as well. And you didn't want to be battling. The 2 years running now, we've been battling relegation, and the last hurdle we've pulled away to mid-table. You didn't want that. You want to start the other way. You want to be like, I don't know, mid-table in Christmas and build on that and probably be pushed for Europa League, So it is frustrating. Matt Ritchie was asked about Benitez as well. He's also asked about his own individual future as well. This is what Matt Ritchie said.
Everyone knows that we had a sticky patch at the start of the season, but togetherness and desire got us through that, and we're now, as you say, hopefully safe, and we can enjoy the last few games.
And what about the plans ahead? I mean, have you guys discussed Rafa in the dressing room, all that kind of things? Do you want him to stay?
Of course we want him to stay, but it's down to him, the board. The players can't affect that, so we just have to keep doing our jobs, and what will be will be.
And a lot of futures up for grabs in this summer break ahead, including your own, I'm sure.
Who knows? As I say, I just want to enjoy the last few games of the season. Hopefully we can pick up some more points, finish strong, and as I say, all will be.
Ritchie not giving anything away about his future there, is he? Look, with Matt Ritchie, look, he's a grafter. I think he's a great squad player. I wouldn't want to get rid of Matt Ritchie as well. He's also expressed that he wants Rafa Benitez to stay. Anybody who's seen his BBC Football Focus interview on the weekend, Matt Ritchie hasn't got social media. He stays away from it, but even he knows that Newcastle all ever talk about is football, and it is true. We always talk about football. We do. Most of our conversations, even with a group chat with the lads, is all football. It's rarely about the social lives and stuff. It's mad, man. It's even with my own set of mates as well. We always seem to go on about football. Will Benitez stay? We're going to hear from Rafa Benitez in a moment. So I want to have a look at what he's saying in the live chat as well. Paul's watching. He's a member of the Tune, Newcastle Fans TV, Richie Perez, Jamal, Shelby Plus. Oh, missed it. Sorry, Paul. Did you see Baraka's Instagram post, which he's changed now? Are you referring to the one that, is it the training one? Yeah, we've seen that. What else? Would you be boycotting? I've missed that off now. It's gone too fast. Get Diarmi out and get Xavi in the first team. Why, Jack? Why would you bring Henri Xavi in? He's another one we need to shift it out. So is Jack Colback as well. Really? Xavi in? Diarmi out? Would you do that, everyone else in the live chat? I wouldn't personally. Try and get rid of Henri Xavi because Rafa doesn't rate him. Is there a date for Lejeune's return after injury? Not officially with Lejeune, Oliver, but I'll predict it's probably another 4 to 5 month job, so you're probably talking August, September, I'd have thought as well. Paul hasn't had a run for too long. I know, Alan, we need to get him on the channel, but you know, he's been doing a lot of stuff. He's been moving, and he's got to keep the missus happy as well, and now he's laughing now. He's got to keep the missus happy by going on some day trips with the kids and stuff, so he's not allowed to come and talk on the TV. Isn't that right, Paul? Isn't that right? Jaume's better than Save. Really? Save isn't good enough in my opinion. Who remembers Longstaff? Yeah, there we go. So Longstaff over the summer as well. Paul's laughing because he knows it's true, didn't he? We're on obviously talking about Matt Ritchie's future there. Obviously, I want Ritchie to stay. There is this talk about Matt Ritchie every single transfer window, and it's a load of bollocks every single time, over and over. Look, he loves it here. Doesn't have social media to express. He wants to stay away from that, which you've got to respect. However, he comes and does his job. He goes home. Doesn't drink alcohol. So, Longstaff is a one-man army. Longstaff is our future. He's got to start next season for me, and he needs a partner. And I think you've got to keep John Joe Shelby for the squad depth. It's all right saying, oh, you may as well get rid of Shelby now because he's not playing games. Nah, keep him. You need that squad depth because we've never had it for years, man. Keep him. The Scottish Messi will stay. What else? Ritchie will stay, says Newcastle. Let's get on with what Rafa Benitez said, and there's a key thing what Benitez says right at the end of this interview.
When do you have the talks about your contract and the transfer war chest that you need to bring this club to a different level, and even from this?
Yeah, no, today is just to enjoy, and then during the week we'll see. But my focus is in doing what I have to do with the players to be sure that we continue competing until the end.
But in an ideal world, you'd want to stay, wouldn't you?
In an ideal world, I want to compete for something. That is the main thing.
And that means there are conditions to staying on, which obviously there are. So in terms of, do you want more control on transfers? It's not just about cash, and it's not about...
I don't have any problem with that. So from the beginning, I say I can see the potential of the club. I can see what the fans are watching every single day. It's a full stadium, the city behind the team, a team that they care. So it's to do the right things to compete. Now, if you see our position in terms of wages and transfer fees, so we are not competing. So then we have to compete.
We want to compete and we're not doing it. Well, he's right. Let's face facts that, you know, there's teams around us who are splashing the cash, and Rafa Benitez is working miracles to try and get us up to mid-table once more. And what he basically is turning around saying that he wants to compete. We all know the fact that he wants money, he wants to be backed, and we're talking about this year in, year out, every 6 months. This subject comes around in the transfer window. In fact, we'll talk about it probably every 2 to 3 weeks, to be fair. It's a lot more than that. And I mean, how much are you asking for? Yeah, we've already seen the account, which Lee Charney published last week. Whether you believe what they're true, because they can put out what they want, the club. I mean, how much realistic is Benitez asking for? So if this fee of 55 million that he has to spend this summer, let's just say it's that. My worry is how much is that is going to go on agent fees, first of all, because agent fees, let's not kid ourselves, you're not talking 10,000, 20,000, you're talking sometimes 500,000 for fucking signing on fee. Are you mental paying an agent? But it's true. You seen the agent fees just a few weeks back that come out as well. Newcastle are one of that in the top 10. So you're probably talking that money has to be clawed out. Will he be given all the money that will sell? There's loads of players, fringe players already. People have already touched upon in the live chat. Henri Savé, get rid of him. Get rid of Jack Colback. Get rid of Ashraf Lazar's another one. Rolando Aarons doesn't look like he has a future. Get a couple of million off him. You know, we're going to need to try and sell our fringe players as well. Isaac Hayden is another one. He's been playing absolutely brilliant since the new year. But he's another one that we need sold. How much can we sell him for? 10 million, 15 million, pushing it. But clubs know that he wants to get away, so they'll hard bargain. You've got Rob Elliott, you know, you've got Carl Darlow, you've got loads of fringe players, we've got 5 centre-backs, Keane Clark's not getting a kick, so there's several players that Rafa could make the money back. Is he going to get the money back? That's the thing. Will he sign a contract extension? Like I say, I think he will, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it will be easy. I think It's going to be dragged out. The media are going to have a frenzy and they're going to love it because it's a story. So you're going to see rumours of, in particular, the usual suspects, the Daily Star, the Sun and the Mirror. Probably Daily Mail is another one. Those 4 newspapers are horrible. They don't even nano to just make up stories. Stay away from them. Reliable sources, probably you would say The Guardian, The Chronicle, Sky Sports perhaps. It's good. It's going to be an interesting summer as well. Before we wrap up, I'll read some of your live chat and then I'll just quickly tell you what's coming up on the channel as well. Right, and so Ashley's a bad man. What else we got? Rafa would want the sort of money Steve McClaren had. Well, Steve McClaren says lame. Probably, but to be fair, and I'm not sticking up with Steve McClaren here, but a lot of those buys weren't McClaren buys. They were bought for him. Fancy 2-0 win, says Holly on Saturday. Would I sell Darlow, says Alan? Yeah, I would make Freddie Woodman number 2 next year because we're going to lose Woodman. He's only got 12 months left on his deal as well. And he needs a contract extension pinned down. So as you probably know, we didn't have a live radio show tonight, which is disappointing because it's bank holiday. The building was closed. We were going to go live like this and do it whilst we're live on the radio, which is a shame, but maybe another week. Every Monday, as you can see at the bottom of the ticker here, every 7 p.m, any 1FM. We've also got the 2 charity games coming up as well. Remember, we're playing African Geordie. If you haven't seen him on YouTube, just have a look at him. He does all sorts. He even does fan cams and drunken people on nights out and stuff. So we've got on the 19th of May, we're playing his side. And then, of course, the big one, which is the 2nd of June. Both of those games are on Sunday. We're playing Borough Fan TV down in Shildon, which is in Durham. If you want to get involved in that, this is your last chance. We're cutting people off in the next probably few more days. So if you want to get involved, message the Facebook page. Mark is looking after organising that as well. And then we're going to start doing, obviously, the previews for Brighton, starting from tomorrow night onwards, building up towards Saturday. And then obviously previews for the week for the Liverpool, previews for the Fulham. And then after the Fulham, we're going to focus on, for a good 2 to 3 weeks, raising money for Bobby Robson Foundation, because it's something that we're all passionate about as well. Right then, so that is ending the live stream. So thank you very much for everybody who's been watching and everybody's watching the rerun. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.